I'm going to start with a song called Another Life to Live, and I was influenced to write this song from looking at a book of poems about farmers. It's from a book called The Farm Ballads, and I found this one poem called Gone Away with a Handsomer Man. You can kind of figure out what that one's about. And it made me think of A.P. Carter, the Carter family, so I wrote this really for A.P. They stood on a porch one evening by the light of the moon up above. He'd given his heart to her surely, but she was no longer in love. He was standing beside her shadow when she spoke those words of surprise. She never intended to hurt him, never meant to be unkind. My dear, I've fallen for another. Can you find it in your heart to forgive? I no longer wish to be your lover. My hope is that you'll find another. Another life to live. She told him farewell in the summer, when the whippoorwill makes a lonesome tone. And just like that bird, he is crying. And each night he sits all alone and wonders if he'll ever love another's heart he can hold forevermore, and worries if he does love another. Will she say those words he's heard before? My dear, I've fallen for another. Can you find it in your heart to forgive? I no longer wish to be your lover. My hope is that you'll find another. My dear, I've fallen for another. Can you find it in your heart to forgive? I no longer wish to be your lover. My hope is that you'll find another. Another life to live.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, you know what? I was at the showcases tonight, and oh my God, I heard so many great songs there. It's just fantastic. I sat through just about all of them, but I really also loved the Reverend Jones. His his keynote was just unbelievable.
I know, he's making me cry. I'm like, cut it out.
Yeah.
Stop that.
And he spoke about how, to honor, our moms and dads and really honor everyone, really, I think he was trying to say.
The tradition, right?
Yeah. So I have a song that I wrote for my dad I wanted to share with you all. My dad used to take me and my brother to the horse racing tracks in Baltimore where we grew up. And we would go to beautiful Bowie, lovely Laurel, and pretty Pimlico. And I love the racetrack. I mean, I love the jockeys, the horses, the race call. They're off, they break away from the gate. It's Crazy Conway on the outside by a gap of a length. Here comes Who's Smiling on the inside by a head. And Little Rock Candy's flying up on the outside. The race call was great, especially in February when it was snowing. The snow was falling so heavy, the race call would go like this. They're off! It's anybody's guess. There are two sides to the racetrack, the grandstand and the clubhouse. Real quickly, the clubhouse was where professionals would go, the lawyers, doctors, accountants. The grandstand was open air, you were exposed to the elements, and steel workers and GM workers would go there. And this is a song called Kings of the Grandstand. There's a track in my hometown where I misspent my youth with my brother and my father, playing ponies to tell the truth. We'd go down to the paddock to see who was in love. Then we'd place our bets and hope that it struck. All the colors were flying, black, gold, and pink. Lawyers in the clubhouse, cool in the heat. We stood in the sun with tickets in our hand. Up on the bleachers, kings of the grandstand. They're off, just look at them run. Fingers crossed again. No, there's nothing like a horse coming home to win. And there's nothing like the sound of the opening of the gate. You're sure to win tomorrow if you don't win today. Well, my mother was kind-hearted and had a sense of romance. She kept us in shoes and waited on Lady Chance to smile on our father, to bring him another win. So he come home for dinner and make her laugh again. They're off, just look at them run. Fingers crossed again. No, there's nothing like a horse coming home to win. And there's nothing like the sound of the opening of the gate. You're sure to win tomorrow if you don't win today. No, there's nothing like a horse coming home to win. And there's nothing like the sound of the opening of the gate. you don't win today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have another set, but thank you for, I have to go, but that was really
No,
lovely.
I loved your set too. Thank you.
What's your name?
Billy Kemp.
Nice to meet you, Billy.
Nice.
That's really nice.
Nice to meet you. Here, let me come back out here.
Well, thank you. All the best to you,
enjoyed
my
your set.
friend. Yeah.
Thank you.
A nice way of, here.
That song makes me realize my dad's too.
What is your name?
Oh, Mike Warren.
Hey, Mike.
Right in Kansas City.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Public radio from Kansas City.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
We live near Nashville, about an hour east of Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, right on the edge of the Cumberland Plateau.
Okay.
I was going to do a song. I think. Where is my water? Did I bring that water up here, Sue, or is it over there? Oh, thank you. What was Mr. White's first name? Don White, right? I loved his. He spoke about doing his last song for recovering people, and it made me think of a song that I have called "The Stonecutter." And in Baltimore, where I grew up, Baltimore is famous for its marble stoops, and people in the summertime sit out on their stoops and watch the activities on the street. And I had a friend in Baltimore who was in the AA program, and he used to call folks in Baltimore that had too much of the falling down water and they'd hit their head on the stoops, he'd call them stonecutters. And I thought everybody knew what a stonecutter was in that way, and I'd go up to Philadelphia and I'd be with some friends and I'd see somebody on the street that had too much of the falling down water, and I'd say, "Oh, look, there's a stonecutter." And they go, no, he's a college professor, or something, But anyway, and Mr. I'll call him Frank N. He used to walk around saying how sweet it is about life, because he himself was a stonecutter at one point. And there was a man in the neighborhood where I grew up named Mr. Wilson, who would go to the Paradise Tavern where we were. Every night he was there, kind of like Norm on Cheers, and we always used to worry about him getting home. But so this is written really for Mr. Wilson and Mr. Frank N. It's called The Stonecutter. Stonecutter walked down Paradise Avenue, and there were no doubt the old man had a few. He was known by all as the drunk of the town for cutting his head when the drink laid him down. How sweet it is, we've a journeyman's chance of a turn in this world, but only one dance to each of us is given. Oh mama, will we see the stonecutter in heaven? Mr. Wilson worked for the gas and electric. If you had a meter, Mr. Wilson checked it. but he drank up his wages at the Paradise Bar, where my father says the stonecutters are. How sweet it is, how sweet it is. We've a journeyman's chance of a turn in this world, but only one dance. To each of us is given. Oh mama, will we see the stonecutter in heaven? I'd sit with my friends at the Paradise Bar. The old men shooting pool, chewed on their cigars. Mr. Wilson was good for a laugh or two. Now some of my friends are stonecutters too. How sweet it is, how sweet it is. We've a journeyman's chance of a turn in this world, but only one dance. To each of us is given. Oh mama, will we see the stonecutter in heaven? How sweet it is, how sweet it is. We've a journeyman's chance of a turn in this world, but only one dance. To each of us is given. Oh mama, will we see the stonecutter in heaven? How sweet it is, how sweet it is. Yeah. Thank you.
Alright, so Kansas City friends say wonderful, or tuning in listening.
Oh, hey, Kansas City. Thank you. Hey, I'm going to invite my girlfriend up, Sue. Sue, you want to come up and sing one? This is Sue Griffiths, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Um,
I don't think that'll work.
No,
Move this over.
yeah.
oh, sorry about that.
It's a camp too.
You don't want to break your table.
I had a friend over to the house a couple of springs ago. We lived near Nashville, and his Alfred, he came over from England to do some recording and songwriting, and he was there for 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks he was there, the dogwood trees were blooming in Nashville. Beautiful time of the year in the spring, late March, early April. But the weather was pretty unstable that year, and we had a lot of storm warnings, tornado warnings. And our day went like this. We'd get up, and Alfred was a big coffee drinker, so we'd go out and have coffee, or he would. He'd get highly caffeinated up, and then we'd come back and work on songs and recording. And then I made dinner a lot of the nights, and sometimes we would listen to the radio station of the Grand Ole Opry, and Alfred got a kick out of the storm warnings that the Grand Ole Opry radio would give to the people in Nashville. They'd go something like, friends, you better button up them windows tonight. There's some high winds a-coming. You might need to get in that safe space in the house. It's kind of laid back like the Opry is, And so we wrote this song together. It's called Down Where the Dogwoods Bloomed. Clouds fall overhead, turned on the radio, and listen to the storm reports while I prepared our home. I closed the windows and pulled the blinds, went to the safest room. would still be time to see the dogwoods bloom. I waited for the storm to break and went to check outside, but only one lone dogwood stood beside its falling bride. That's when I thought I might have caught a trace of her perfume, as if it lingered in the air down where the dogwoods bloom, as if it lingered in the air down where the dogwoods All right, thank you, Sue. All right. Howdy.
Howdy.
We have 7 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
2 short ones with
Yeah,
quick intros.
let's do one more tune here. Since we're here at Farm, I want to sing a song about a farmer. There was a farmer named Roy Pollock who farmed during the 1920s, and it was not an easy time for farmers because the commodity prices dropped after World War I. They were trying new practices in farming then, and they had to go out and buy all this new stuff, and then of course the Dust Bowl days came, and it was just a tough time. And Roy Pollock was a father. He had 5 kids, and he ended up moving his family a number of times to find the right place to farm, because the one place he was, the soil wasn't good or whatever, and then the dust came, and he had to keep moving. And one of the moves, he went to a place in California called Janesville, and so he was always telling his family that the next place that he would take them was going to be the promised land for them. So this is a song for farmers, and especially for Roy Pollock, and the song's called Janesville.
Did you
huh?
know this man personally?
No, I did not know him
I
because
thought he might have been your grandfather.
No, but I read about him because he's the father of a very famous painter named Jackson Pollock. Yeah, and it was in a book called Jackson Pollock: An American Saga, which is a fantastic book. But anyway, this is called Janesville, and thank you so much for taking a ride on the Gypsy Wagon tonight with us. I'm going down to Janesville in the morning, try to catch a job as a hired hand. I'm going down to Janesville without warning. Some folks say that it's the promised land. This withered town with fields of brown has finally worn me down. My hopes have dried up and they've blown away. Janesville has a Well, I don't know, but I've been told it never does get cold in Janesville. It's springtime all year round. They say the soil is rich, just like chocolate in your hands. Drop a seed and the plants jump from the ground. I'm gonna build a Janesville in the morning, try to catch a job at a hired hand. I'm gonna build a Janesville without warning. Some folks say that it's the promised land. Hey! Huh! Hey! Huh! It might be true or untrue, but what else can I do? There's nothing left here to be done. If I don't leave tomorrow, I might never get away. Look out, Janesville! Here I come.